I was excited because I submitted an offer on the house. Um, and she was like, "It looks so strong." And then she just emailed and said, "Oh, it's a multiple. We just received another one. I need to update it and see um when they're gonna make a decision. But I need to update it and say it's a offer thing." And I'm just like, ugh, rolling my eyes.
Well,
Even in
well,
the 500,000s, it's still multiple offers. Like, I'm sick. I'm tired
well.
of them.
Remember, I told you, or was that you? I told that 500,000 is the new 300,000 because the average price range is 400,000.
Yeah. I say, well, I'll 535. I don't know. I don't know
No,
what.
what's the thing to do? What's you should call and say what can my client do right now to get your client to take my offer? Well, we are willing to get it to do what we need to do. So, what would make this more attractive to your client that we can get them to sign right now?
Okay. Well, hold on, y'all. I'll be right back to Clubhouse.
No, B.
Hold on. I got to ask her. I need to ask this question because my client tried looking and she
Absolutely.
said this a house. So I'm just. I
No, I
need them.
feel you. Get it.
Hold on.
Yes. Ask her.
Hey, Janelle, can you give me moderator capabilities
I thought
so
I
I can
did,
let the
baby.
people up?
I thought I did. I'm
All
snipping.
right, I'm official.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
Hey,
Jess.
Y'all know I'm up and moving, up and moving.
honey, yes,
Up and
I know.
moving. I see we got a new client too. You out there showing property.
I mean, it's a rental, so I mean, it's money, but it ain't,
Sounds
and
like
it on
don't
my
sound
nerves.
like
I said I'm gonna take them out one more weekend. I'm gonna just pass them along to whoever want them because I don't have time for that.
You sound annoyed.
Very.
right. Like
No,
what
it
do we
is.
say?
I've been working with two lease clients right now. Well, actually, three lease clients right now, and it is annoying. It's just annoying at this point.
Right. And for me, if I'm taking off work and doing all this extra, I can't be doing it for pennies.
Right.
My
You need
time is very, very precious.
some bitcoins, huh? I
Yeah.
know it. I know it, brother.
But I do
What's
need
it
to come
ready
by
for?
because I need to get that material. Those materials, they're like at a 6:15, so that's also the issue. Um, but Janelle, I said I was gonna do my 30-day challenge, and I was thinking about
Mm-hmm.
door knocking this week, but I left the materials at the office that I was gonna get from Shannon. So
What
when I get my lunch
materials?
break,
I
it was
can't ship it
whatever
to
to
you.
put the little card in it, huh?
Oh,
Oh
I know
yeah,
what you want.
marketing
Yeah.
in the office.
Okay. Well, I'll set you out a little stack,
Yes, I'm gonna come by
and
today.
that way, when you come through, yeah, when you come through, you don't have to wait or anything.
Yeah.
I'll get it ready for you. And yes, get the marketing out, guys. We are just about ready for a mid-month update on our contest. Starting on May 1st, if you've been able to gain an executed contract, please let me know so that you can be entered in the raffle for the drawing that we'll have at the end of the month. It is a very exclusive 3-day weekend that we have been treated to. Then the top six to win that prize will have a invitation. So as you go out throughout this month and you are getting contracts executed, please, please, please let me know. A great indication would be putting it into dot loop, wink, wink. But if you reach out and let me know, I'll be glad to enter your name. And then we also have an opportunity to learn and grow later today. We have the Lobbying 101 class. And so remember Miss Demetria from the panel from Clubhouse, and she was kind of raising the issue of lobbying and having our voice heard on a larger, greater platform. Rayvon brought up this really horrible situation that's going on in the real estate community in regards to commissions being paid. And so I think we'll continue that talk today at noon. For details, please reference the text message you should have received this morning, or also group me for the address and information.
Good job, Shannon.
Whoop whoop.
I didn't get
I
no
always
text
wanted.
message today. Y'all system don't work.
Well, I don't necessarily send it out to the CEOs. I send it out to the agents, but you two are invited to join
Let me
us.
tell you. Let me tell you how when there's something wrong, share some of y'all stuff.
Y'all sister, Maze, y'all on here. Charles, y'all little CE, what is it called? What y'all brother say broker called CR Elite Realty?
That's right.
I can't say
That's right.
systems.
You saw it. Speaking of, I hope you all have saved the dates for our relaunch on May 26th. It's going to be grand. It's a great entrance into the re-entrance into the community, and I am so excited. So I would love to see our agents out and about, dressed to impress, at the Black Swan nightclub on May 26th. I think we're going to kick off right around 6 o'clock.
And
Okay, I'm
remember,
just
if
joining.
it's not grand, it was Shannon and
Oh
Janelle.
wow, wow.
I missed that, but let me just tell.
Well, let me just say, it's very few things I do that fail. So we go, especially when it comes to party.
So, Janelle,
Yes, baby.
okay, I just got off the phone with the listing agent, and she was just like, "Well, it's nothing that she can do right now." She was like, "Yeah, I'll have a very strong offer," and she was just like, "It's just a corporation in there that in California." She's like, "It is a multiple offer, but you guys have a very strong offer." So they're 2 hours behind. She's like, "I'm gonna present it to them, and then I'll let you know." They're very responsive though.
Okay,
So
cool.
okay,
Sweet.
You in the game. That's all you need to know.
okay.
Demetra said, all that party stuff y'all talking, let's talk about some
Uh-uh.
real,
Yeah,
real
she
work
didn't
around
turn.
here.
She didn't turn Clubhouse into a whole coaching session. Welcome
Yeah.
everyone else. She said she about her money, baby.
Right.
Yes, I
Welcome
need that five.
everyone
I need
else.
that commission. Mm.
You do know you have like a direct contact with me since you're my coaching client.
And coaching is today.
She said,
Can we do it via
Yes.
Zoom? Cause I got
Yeah,
so
we
much
can.
work with these taxes. I'm almost caught up, but oof.
Okay, no
All right.
problem. I need you to get my tax client done. Like put them ahead of the games.
That's why I'm not coming. I'm doing it. That's what I'm doing right. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Okay. All right, guys. It's 8:30. Today we're gonna have a conversation. This is one of my favorite days because it doesn't have any rules to it. This is basically a conversation for us all to contribute. I really don't want you guys to have any stingy energy. We have an array of real estate agents on this line with all type of experience and niches that can help agents grow their business. We also have a lot of new agents who don't know where to start or what to do. So today is going to be one of those days where we share very kindly to those so that everyone can get in production and realize their dreams in real estate. If you guys have kind of noticed, I am doing a series of how to build a business. So last week we had how to hire a VA. I mean, a transaction coordinator. This week we had how to hire a VA. If you look, I've already scheduled the clubhouses, and so you're going to know how to hire an assistant, and then you're also going to know how to hire a coach, and you're also going to know how to pick a real estate office. So for the people who are just not in our city and really want to know what's the great characteristics of a real estate office, you're going to get to actually experience all of those things, and hopefully at the end of the series you guys will have a great business. You will be in the right place, doing the right things around the right people. Does that sound like a plan?
Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
So the replays are always available. So if you are on the line today and you have missed some of the series, you can always go back and listen to them. And I hope that will help you build the greatest business you can ever have. And so today, I'm going to start with a few things that I think agents should do when they get into business. And you guys, I want you guys to share what is that one thing that will change your business? What is that one connection or what is that one activity that will get me into production and help me realize that real estate really does work and I can make a lot of money doing it? So, one of the things I think you should do is you should wear a uniform. A lot of us are secret real estate agents. So I ask students in my class all the time, and I say, hey, what does a real estate agent look like? And typically, there is no design for a real estate agent. There's no one that can walk up to you and say, you know what, you look like you sell real estate, unless you have a uniform on. So you should be wearing your logo. You should be wearing your tagline everywhere you go, even on your car. You should have car signs. You should have a t-shirt. You should have a button down. You should have a jacket and a blazer that has your logo on it. You should have your phone case should have your logo on it. Everywhere you go and everything you touch should have your logo on it. So when you get around people, they have no question of what you do, how you do it, and how to get in contact with you. Who else can add something of value? So nobody know how to sell real estate?
I think that depends, and that's
Somebody breaking up. Terry, you breaking up. No, we can't hear you. So try to get in a better place because you're like in a matrix. Who else can share what's helped them get their clients and that one thing that changed their business?
I would share. I think the one thing that I did that changed my business was just changing my mindset. When I believed I could do, that's when I started doing, and then also partnering with different people that add value.
Okay, so what does that look like? How do you part? What is people who add value? Who are they and what do they look
Okay,
like?
so
Like how do I find
I partnered with like a lender and a credit specialist, and we call ourselves the dream team.
people?
But when she finished their credit, she sent them straight to me, and that has helped.
That's good stuff, right? I was just telling our credit specialist in our office to do the same thing. We have to know the type of client to go after, right? The type of person to partner with. So I'm glad that you said that, Benitra, because the right partnership can definitely change your business. That one thing. So partnering with a person who gets credit repair, because 9 times out of 10, when people go to credit repair, they're looking to buy something, but they're not directed there by actual agents and car salesmen or whatever they're trying to accomplish. So they're actually directed to credit repair people by advertisement. So 90% of people who go into credit repair do not have a person who they're working with. So it's a great partnership to have with someone who's doing credit repair because they need to turn them over to somebody once they're ready.
Yeah, and then the lender, she'll pull their see. She was like, okay, in order for us to complete this transaction, this needs to be done, or this don't need to be there, and then we kind of play. We just go from there.
And you guys need to know that lenders can participate in your marketing. So they can participate up to 49%. So a lot of lenders have different types of marketing programs that they have for you. That's one of the questions that you need to ask your lender is what type of marketing can you help me do that we can participate in and co-market so that we can get ourselves out there. Both of us can win, right? You get access to the client, I get access to the sale, and it's a win-win situation. When
Yeah,
you help
so that's
Go
who
ahead.
sponsored the teacher appreciation last year. Last week for teacher appreciation at Westfield. My lender actually paid for the lunch for the teacher, and then also with the physician program, she's gonna pay for like the fair. So she helped out a lot.
So, Benitra, how did that go? Did you get a result from the teacher
Oh, I
appreciation?
did. I had a couple of teachers that reached out to us. So with the T-Shack program, we did
Mm-hmm.
co-branding with that, and like I said, we're gonna co-brand on the physician program also, where we finna start going to doctor's office.
All right. So, how, just the monetary investment that you made with going to the school. Can you share that with someone?
How
With everyone, I'm sorry.
much I put in?
Period. How much did it cost to do that?
I would say about $100.
So it costs $100 to feed what
46
46
teachers.
teachers, and you got a couple of clients from that. And
Mm-hmm.
so, what price range did they say they were in?
The teachers, they were like the 300, 400 price range.
So you're gonna make anywhere. Let's just say you got two from
12.
that. You're gonna work
Mm-hmm.
anywhere from $18,000 to $24,000 off of $100 investment.
Repeat that again. My phone started ringing.
So basically, if you got two clients from that, you say a couple of teachers, right? Couple means a lot to
Two.
something different to
Yeah.
everybody. But let's just say you got two, right? You're gonna make anywhere between 18,000 to $24,000 off of $100 investment.
Yep.
Is that fair to
That's
say?
fair to say.
Right?
That's a fair.
Okay. So that's the one thing that changed. So I want to break it down even more, and I'm glad you're helping me with this, right? So let's go back 6 months before you changed your mindset. How many deals did you have in a pipeline? Let's just say pre-approvals. How many pre-approvals and how many people were you working with 6 months ago when you were just playing with real estate?
Like probably three or four.
Right here today. What can you tell me? How long ago did you change your mindset and adapt to this process?
The begin. I would say the beginning of the year,
Okay.
like
And
maybe February.
February? Now, how many
hmm
pre-approvals do you have currently today?
About seven.
And what's the average price range of those pre-approvals?
Um, I would say about 400. Yeah,
So,
350 to 400.
350 to 400.
Mm-hmm.
So you have $84,000 right now. You're walking around with showing property.
Yeah.
So changing your mindset is definitely one of those one things that will put money in your pocket. So $84,000 is probably more than anybody on here who had a corporate job made in their lifetime.
Yeah.
So
I
real
know it's
estate,
more than I was making in my corporate job.
absolutely. Now there are some people who make six figures, so I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to say that 90% of the people who were in corporate America would not probably make $84,000 in a 90-day period. Would that be a true statement?
Yes.
Does it?
Yes. Yes. It's definitely a true statement.
So that's that one thing. Thank you for that. Who else can contribute that one thing that changed their business? And it doesn't have to be monetary, right? What's that one thing that got you going and now it has you in the face and working with people? You don't have to have made money. It doesn't have to be drastic, but what's that one thing that changed your business? This is kind of a scary conversation, right? Because no one's saying anything. So that means that we need that one thing, right? So the people who are productive in this business, right? What's that one thing that changed your business from the day that you started real estate and you said, you know what, I'm gonna do this thing, till you actually got into production?
I would say consistency, right? So one thing that I would do was start and stop. And what everybody always taught me that was, great coaches in real estate was that it takes 90 days to see anything, right? So before the 90 days came, I would give up on that one thing that I was working on, regardless if it was, the leads I was working on or the niche or, just following up with clients, I would give up. So the day that I decided to sit down and be consistent with phone calls, with door knocking, with open houses is the day that my business went to another level.
So we have a lot of new agents in the audience, and so in the chat and or out loud, how many of you guys have been in business at least 6 months?
I have.
Me.
Everybody on here has been
I
in
have.
business at least 6 months, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the statistic says that the average real estate agent closes 5 deals in 24 months. The whole purpose of my job is to make sure I break the statistic in your business, right? So out of the people who said, yes, I've been in business 6 months, how many people have closed 3 deals or more?
Me.
Me,
You see how many me's we have, right? So we're definitely going to need what that one thing that we're going to change our mindset, because should be one thing would be finding someone to direct you, getting yourself in the right environment, maybe hiring a coach. You don't actually have to really hire anybody if you can't afford anybody. There's somebody in your office right now that will direct you into the right place. So Ray, when you started real estate, there was a coach, right?
When I started real estate, there was a coach, but I can't say the coach directed me in the right direction. So I do like agree 100% that there's somebody out there that can help you get to where you need to be and maybe just hold you accountable, but you still have to find the right person. So my business did great, right? Some of you may say like, selling 40 houses a year was doing, but it wasn't good for me. Like that was just a normal for me, right? It didn't turn great till I found the correct coach. So when I signed up with Janelle, and it was what I needed with the right systems, the right, accountability, that's when my business took another turn and went dramatically to awesome level. Is when I became part of the 1%, basically.
Right. So we always talk about that, like becoming the 1%. But let's be real transparent, right? For the people who have not even closed 39. So one thing about Ray, well, my job, whenever I was working in Keller Williams for the last those 4 or 5 years, was to get agents in production. But I knew, I'm just going to be 100% transparent with you, I did not like working with new agents because they needed that mindset, right? They needed that hustle mindset, and they needed to taste it so that they could see what I was saying was real. So working with new agents was like a process that broke my promise. Like my promise is to get you in business in 90 days. So when I got with new agents, they had they had so many layers that I had to break through, because they had to break the mindset. They had to take the corporate hat off. They had to put the entrepreneur hat on. They had to understand that they had to do daily activities. They had to do some work at home to rearrange their life. That's a lot of layers to dig with through. And that's the reason why most of them only sell 5 houses every 2 years, because it takes about a year for you really to wrap your mind around this is a new life. And then new agents typically take their freedom too far. So because they don't have to clock in at a job anymore and there's nobody there to hire or fire them, they start watching TV, doing laundry, hanging out, that kind of stuff. That's not real estate, right? Coming to the office, training, becoming a professional student, be going to every training class that's offered, and that's their whole day. So I like to work with agents who had closed a few deals, and then I could take their business to the next level. So most of the time, new agents didn't get to me, and then I got to this one office where they were like, "You got to take the new agents." So that's when I perfected that process to get them into business. So without that process in your office, you're gonna have to do what Ray did. Closing 39 deals is not average. So Ray, from the day you got your real estate license, what did you do, and what was that one thing that got?
So one thing I can say, the coach that was there, what they told me to do was go out and talk to 10 people a day, right? And because I'm okay with walking into anywhere and having a conversation with anybody about business, I'm more uncomfortable with talking to you about normal stuff than I am about talking to you about business. So she told me to go talk to 10 people every single day. So when I went into the grocery store, I took 10 cards with me, and I didn't leave out with my groceries until I gave 10 cards away. If I went to a restaurant, I made sure I talked to 10 people. So talking to those 10 people at 10 people, when I went to my open house, I made sure, I called back 10 people. So that number 10 stuck in my head. And that was the one thing that I did that helped me to get around people in order to sell those 39.
So now you just went and met new people. So like I told you guys at first, if I've ever coached you, I probably am a little extreme to most of you guys, but to get to 39 houses a year, you can't meet 10 people a day, right? So my number is 100. I tell people to meet 100 new people a day. I don't mean walk and talk and meet them, but you can meet 50 online. You can meet 50 on Instagram. You can meet uh 25 on LinkedIn, and then you can meet 25 people in person. You can meet 20 people at a networking event, but you have met and talked to 100 people that you've never met before. That is that one thing that will change your business. If you are at home and your wife or your husband has said you got 30 days to make this thing work, If you don't, you got to go get a job. I suggest that's what you do. I would highly suggest that you go and meet 100 people a day, and you do not stop until you have met 100 people a day. And that is my guarantee that you will be working with someone in the next 30 days. You can go home and safely say, poop, I did it, not getting a job.
Yeah.
But if you do not, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and just the difference in me and a lot of you guys are from Houston. So I'm from Minnesota. Like I knew nobody. I didn't take the time out to get to know anybody outside of my circle because I went home most of the time. That's where I got to know people at. So I was able to sell those houses not knowing anybody. They all came from me meeting those new people.
Okay. So, Maze, are you on here? Is Maze here?
She here, but I don't know. She not talking.
Okay.
I just
So,
got home. Sorry, I don't like to talk when I'm driving my husband's truck because it makes me nervous. So I just got home.
no problem. All right. So, how many deals did you close in your first year of real estate, Maze?
5.
And how many deals did you close in the first 6 months?
Let's see. I got November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 1. In the first 6 months, it was 1, and then
First,
yeah, 1.
the the first 90 days, were you working with somebody?
November, December, January, February. Yes, I started working with my first client in February.
Okay. So, I broke the statistic, right? So, I earned my money, right?
Hmm.
What is that one thing that you did that made a difference in your business?
Just like you said, reaching out. I did a post and then she shared it, and then I just messaged her and I thanked her. And we just started talking. And then I asked her, hey, when is it your turn to buy a house? And then that conversation led to, you know what, I do want to buy a house. I'm fixing my credit, to me babysitting, not babysitting her, but following up, nurturing our relationship. To then we got her pre-approved. I believe it was the end or the beginning of, let's see, it was February, March. It was like, I think the end of March we got her pre-approved. We were under contract in April, and then we closed in May.
So technically, in your first 6 months, you only closed one deal, and then six
Yeah.
months later, you closed another six. So you found some momentum in there somewhere, right?
Hmm.
What gave you that momentum?
um Honestly, I just a it was it like just the little things that I've posted on Facebook. I think it was just the little posts that I've done here and there, because I'm not consistent with my social media. But letting people know that, hey, I'm a realtor. um Seeing people, like when I like see older like friends, hey, by the way, I'm a realtor. It was just me voicing it.
I'm sorry, hold on. I'm sorry, May. Thank you for that. So Ray is a huge advocate of social media and marketing. And so what May's just proved to us that it doesn't even have to be as consistent as we teach you, right? We tell you to do Ray's big at doing 6 to 8 posts a day, mixing it with reels and stories and videos. But with just one post, you got a client. So Benitra got hers from her partners. Ray got hers from her go getter and just being consistent and going out to talking to 10 people every day. These are minimal activities that you guys can do to get a client. So,
Now, don't get
patience.
me wrong. Eventually, I added more people to it, but in order, you got to start somewhere, right? So
Yeah.
it was 10 is what stuck in my head. So 10 is what I did. And obviously, eventually, I had to go to 20, 30, 40, 100 to where I had a dollar and I was calling multiple, 100 a day.
Yeah, and I really want that one thing, like the realistic thing. And because if I ask everybody on this phone right now, do they talk to 10 new people a day? I guarantee you we probably got 5. We have 46 people on this line today. And if I say, do you go out and meet 10 new people every day? Probably 5 of them will say, yes, I do. Which means that makes you part of the top 5%. And what I want everyone to understand is that 5% of the people in real estate, actually in the world, but we're just talking about real estate today, 5% of people in the real estate is making 95% of the money, and they're doing 25% of the stuff they know to do. So if we don't meet new people every day, we don't get the opportunity to talk to people, because Maze just proved to us that that one social media post gave her one deal, and then another social media post gave her another deal, and she end up, every time she posts on social media, she ends up getting a client, which led her to close 7 deals in a year. So how many new real estate agents do we have on here that in your first year you close 7 deals or more? That's one of the reasons why I tell you to these one things. That's why I want you guys to contribute to the conversation, because it could be that one thing that you did to get your first client that can help the next person. This is supposed to help people. So how do we get over the hump? What is that one thing that you did that helped you get into production? Because you would be amazed that there's a lot of people who've never closed a deal, and they need that
Exactly.
help.
Hey, this is Race. I can add in if you like.
Sure, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Janelle and
Hey,
Shannon?
how are you?
This is a
Mm-hmm.
great topic. How we can help each other grow. I love that she You said, I think you said it, the dialer. But before you get to that, there are some innovative ways. We're privileged enough to be in 2022 where we have automation and technology and all these other services out there. And people may think this is crazy, but Uber. Right. I've been
Mm.
an entrepreneur about 10 years, and I've had a lot of failures and a lot of success. And I'm a licensed professional. I help people. I do Index Universal Life, and I went full time in the last 60 days, and a lot of clients. And I went into this saying this is what I was going to do. I said, well, I don't want to be stuck at a hotel with a sign passing out business cards and just have to be stuck somewhere. I like to travel. So what I'm going to do is buy this car, and I'm going to print up some business cards, and I'm just going to Uber and meet people. And I can get in front of 20 people a day. My goal is to do 10 presentations a day, close 2 deals a day. And just with that and some other marketing efforts that I'm also implemented, I'm able to do that. And it's been less than 60 days. I think we're too comfortable. For a lot of people, we're just too comfortable, and you're not willing to engage. And I said, I'm just going to get in this car, and I'm just going to talk to some people, and I'm able to. I have, if you look at my vehicle, I have a hybrid, um, 2022 vehicle I purchased, and then I have a whole bunch of marketing material for my business. And I put it in the back of my car. So every time somebody gets in my car, they have to see the marketing material. They're going to take a pamphlet. What do you do? People ask me before I tell them, what do you do? Oh, I'm a retirement specialist. I'm a financial professional. Do you have, what's your plan for retirement? Did you know with an index universal life policy, it has death benefits, living benefits. If you get sick, you don't have to die. I tell them about if you get divorced, or you owe the IRS money, they typically can't touch your money. Also accrues interest on average about 6% or even more than that. And then once I give them the spill, I'm dropping these guys off to the airport. They're like, hey, here's my business card. Let's set up a presentation. That's just one way. Now, a lot of us can do Uber. A lot of us won't because we're ashamed to do it. But you can't be serious about a business if you're ashamed to do what you need to do and get in front of your clients. You can go to a hotel and rent out a space and just go. You got to go where the traffic is at. Is what I'm trying to say. You got to find a way to get where the traffic is at. And I think that dealing with people online is great, but when you're doing a new business, in my experience, it's more effective to see people in person and leverage online, depending on what type of business that you have. But when we're talking about things like this, like real estate, we're talking about big ticket items, items that have, what do you call it, a long sales process. Typically people want to see you in person. Now, once you build that business up, it's been about 6 months. Yeah, you could do everything remotely. And that's what I'm getting to now. Probably in the next 90 days, it'll be 100% remote because I'm building up my leads now and my process, and I'm becoming more efficient at what I'm doing. But it's just something you have to think about innovative ways that you're comfortable with within reason that you can get in front of clients every single day, 7 days a week if needed to build your business, and you willing not to be able to make money off that business within the 6 months. So you have to look at yourself that I may not make any money. I may not close my first deal because your skill set, you may have just got your real estate license. You may be new to the game. Maybe you're not hungry as the next person. You may not close your first deal for the 6 months. Are you willing to wait 6 months? How else are you generating revenue for the next 6 months so your business can stay afloat? And I think that's what hinders a lot of people to be successful at their business and stay with it because they can't take that 6 months to 2 years to get their business rolling. Those are just my personal opinions. If you are interested in learning more about Index Universal Life Policies, feel free to send me a DM. Thank you guys for letting me speak. I appreciate your time.
That's awesome, Race. I appreciate your time because it's kind of like when your mom tells you to do something and then you hear it from someone else. Your mom's like, well, I've been telling you that all your life. And then all of a sudden you get it done because somebody else told you. So you just said everything that I coach these agents to do on a regular basis. The more people I meet, the more people I have conversations with, the more money that I will make. And you have to forecast your business. How it doesn't, you should never ask yourself, how much is this going to cost me to do? It's you should ask yourself, how much is this going to cost me not to do? How much money am I leaving on the table by not doing the activities that will fuel my business and fund my life by design? That's what you should ask yourself every day. So I really, really do appreciate that. And I think Ray was just the one telling me about an index life policy. So this is these opportunities. Even if you got on Clubhouse every day and you went into 10 rooms and gave the same thing that Race just did and tell people about what you do, somebody is going to reach out to you. That was truly a game changer. Because I used to have an agent named Nikki, and she did Uber, and that's how she built her business. She went around lunchtime and she worked in the medical center and the airport run, and she would meet people because she said, I want to meet business people who can actually afford a house. And it worked.
I know for me, what helped change is just being knowledgeable. Um, knowing, just knowing a lot of things about being a realtor and different programs and how to pitch stuff and stuff like that. So that made me more confident. And then when I got that, so now I want, I can go up and talk to anybody about any type of real estate, not just the investing side.
Yes, and one thing I can say is that Charlie will take the information and run with it. Like I said, okay, brand yourself, do this, do that. And within the last 30 days that we have been working together, he is working with people. He's showing houses. He's doing the job. So we can actually really get into business and realize the success of this in about 60 days, like Race is saying, if we actually put the effort to it. So, who else is doing something that was a game changer for them that got them into business?
Uh, for me, everyone, this is yes, the real estate. For me, it was branding and offering some value, some real value to where it could translate to that person making money. So once I offer value to the other person and they making money, then they begin to be my walk-in salesperson, and it just continued to spread. I mean,
So
perfect example. Yeah.
you built a profitable team and they didn't even know they were on a team. Basically, you gave them value and you gave them a proposition and they reached out and started beginning to tell your story for you. So you built some raving fans.
No, absolutely. Like for example, just recently, this big time house flipper called his name is Derek. He has like over I think 50,000 followers, right?
Hmm.
So someone met him at an event. Now the guy who told him about me met him at an event, and Derek was talking about coming to Fifth Ward and start new construction. Well, Johnny said, "Hey, have you heard of Andre?" And it was funny because Derek was like, "Andre who? I never heard of this guy. Who is Andre?" Right? Um, and then my spokesperson, Johnny, the one that I looked out for and add value to him, he said, "Hey, man, here's Andre. Check him out on Instagram." At that moment, Derek inboxed me and said, "Hey, man, I love what you guys are doing over there." And what's the funny part? I've been trying to connect with him for over a year, and he just blew me off, right? Because I couldn't offer him no value. So when you think about it, a lot of people are pulling on this guy and not offering value. So I remember I told him, "Hey, I love what you're doing." He gave me an emoji heart, right? And then 6 months ago, he said something powerful, and I told him again, "Keep up the good work." And he gave me another emoji heart, and I laughed because I knew what they meant. That I'm not offering enough value to get a response, right? So Johnny, talk with him. He found out he wanted to build a fifth ward. He looked me up, and 2 days later, he inboxed me. And 2 days later, I gave him a personal field trip of Fifth Ward. But because of that, I did a video with him. And normally I'm getting familiar with the whole Instagram live and reels and stuff. But that one video I did with him garnered me over 1,300 views. I know that might not be live for some people, but if you're someone like me who was only getting 100, 200, 300, that's amazing. And then I told him, I said, "Hey, look, this is the value that I can offer you. If we work together," because he said, "Hey, Dre, how can we work together?" I said, "Look, if we work together, we'll come up with a number, sign a contract, but I want exclusive right to listing this new construction. And I want us to shoot videos and content together." So I already set my mark on what I want from him because of the value that I already added to him when I gave him that personal field trip. So you add the value, even if the people don't know who you are, they will know who you are when the time is right. Just keep going.
That's actually good stuff, Andre, because that's one of the things that we do when we go out and we meet new people. Ray is always big at saying, if nobody knows who you are, you will never be able to get this business to a higher level. And so you going out into the community and connecting with people and letting people know what you do, actually buying ads on Instagram and connecting with people who are already famous. Charlie taught us that when he said, "I went viral." Once I went viral, and tapping into influencers, people know who I am, and now people can go out and tell people about me. That one connection can change the whole trajectory of your business. But we will never connect with people if we don't go out and talk to people. If I can get anything else to you, one, you have to have a plan. Two, you cannot be scared to execute. And three, you have to be consistent. It's not going to work the first time. So don't go out and do it today and say, "You know what, that stuff that they was talking about on Clubhouse today, that stuff don't even work." It takes a compound effect in order to make anything work. You got to take, if you take these ideas and expound on them, you have to, one, do it at a high power. You have to, two, do it at a consistent basis. And three, you have to have an item of value. It's huge in our business, especially with the internet being so prevalent. Everybody was looking for the person who's hot. If you want to be hot, you have to be around the, talk to people who know the people who are hot. You're not going to get all the way to the table at first, but go out and meet people, because you don't know who knows the person that's going to change your life. Who else can contribute to
Amen.
this? So we got
I
30
just,
more minutes, right? So who else can give us that nugget, that one thing that changed their business?
well, I just want to
Hello.
add into what you said. Just being comfortable with that skill set of you being a novice, like you not knowing it all, being coachable, and being okay with this is how I'm starting, but I don't plan to be here 90 days, 6 months from now, 2 years from now. And when I'm explaining financial products to potential clients, the efficiency and level I'm doing it now is not how it started. I've been doing this about 4 years, and I only got into my life insurance license about a year and a half ago. And then I just started with my own team about 60 days ago. So it's progression. So you have to be comfortable knowing that you'll probably be uncomfortable for the next 6 months to 2 years, depending on what you're doing and your skill set. And just being that learning curve is frustrating. It is, maybe you just got your realtor license, whatever business that you started, and you're not the best at pitching it, or you don't even know 100% about it. You don't have to know 100% about it. You just don't. That's not what's required. You just have to keep trying, and I think unfortunately too many people put too much pressure, and they see people who are so much more successful than them. They're like, oh, that must be meant for them. It could be meant for you too. And we all have the same fears. Like I have the same fears that most human beings have. We typically are more similar than different. But what's unique about me is my fears don't stop me. Versus a lot of people, they're so fearful. Their fears stop them from even making a decision to move forward, to live a life of purpose. So I just challenge us to be comfortable with failing, and it's okay not to be the best realtor when you start. That's not the expectation. So I just hope you guys can continue to do great things. Thank you.
Thank you, Race, for adding that. I was going to ask you that just a second ago because our ideas always sound great, but we tend to not hear the opposite side of it, the process and the journey. So the internet has given us this false sense of journeys. Like, okay, today I became famous. I did it today. Tomorrow I'm famous, and that's just not the way it really works. Really, people are not showing you the hard work and the consistency and the faith that it takes to do it. I tell agents all the time, stop trying to learn everything. Learn one thing, go do it. Apply knowledge to activity. Go learn something, go do it. And if you fail at it, apologize later. Just keep going and keep going until you fall into someone who sees you working so hard that they will help you. But we have this thing that we have to know it all, and that we have to have all of these products and things together to get going. Just go, just jump. So also, if you could put in in the chat your information that we could contact you, because everyone as a real estate agent really needs to be empowered about the tools that we can use to help us in our personal life. So I appreciate that. Um,
Everybody definitely needs a index life insurance so you can have
yes.
your
Yeah,
own.
I will be glad to do that. And just to make sure you guys are clear with the index universal life policies, it's a typically it's a long-term investment. Again, it is life insurance, but one of the main biggest benefits is a retirement option, and you can leverage it to buy houses. So as you're getting clients, a lot of people don't know, and I've spoken to some realtors that actually also can follow up with their clients and say, What are you doing to protect your assets?" And people, you can buy a house with it, a car. If you were to get sick tomorrow and you couldn't work for the next 6 months, depending on the illness, you could take 80 to 90% of that money out that policy now, up to 80%, typically up to 80% of the money now. You can use that money however you like. If you got divorced, um, again, you owe the IRS money, you committed a crime, typically they can't take money out of that policy. And I said the average is about 6% because that's what we're required to tell you. But on average, that those funds perform a lot better. But thank you so much, Janelle, for letting me speak. I'll be glad to put my contact information, and please DM me as well if you guys want to learn more. Thank you.
No problem. I am a true advocate of empowering our agents more than just how to sell real estate. It's so much more to being an entrepreneur, so much more to living life at this level. And we don't know. And corporately, most people came from corporate America before they became a real estate agent. So you get the life insurance policy at work. You think that this is great. You got a 401k. And in actuality, all that disappears when we become entrepreneurs. So I like to empower you guys to be the best at everything and be equipped to be able to do this business. Because another thing we don't really think about is that if it's something that happens to us and we're the breadwinners of our family, what does our family do? So Ray's always big at lining me up and teaching me those things. So I really greatly appreciate her for that. And we want to just make sure that you guys are totally together. So, and I also thank you guys for bringing value to this conversation. Sometimes we believe that, I'm not going to tell anybody my secrets because I don't want them doing what I'm doing. There's 7 million people here in the city of Houston, and there's people on this phone from all around the world. We have people from Cleveland, we got people from Tennessee, we have people from all over the world trying to learn how to do their business, and there's not going to take anything from you to help another person. It will actually fuel your business. When you plant your fruits, you give them time to give increase. So it's I thank everyone who did share, and for the people who got value from this, I really want you guys to continue to come to this club every week. Because, like I said, I have given you all of the pieces to the pie. Next week, you will be able to know how to hire an assistant. You will also know how to hire a coach, and then the week after that, you will know how to pick the right real estate office. I truly want to empower you guys to be the best that you possibly can be so that you can have the best businesses out there. So, does anyone else have a contribution to this conversation before questions, comments, concerns, anything that you would want from me as a real estate coach?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Denise. I saw you on mic first, and then I can chime in after. Go ahead.
Tanise, you got something, baby?
No, ma'am, I didn't even see my mic was on.
Okay, who else was that
And this is
talking?
Celeste right below her. Hey, Janelle, is that how
Hey,
you say your
Celeste.
name?
Yes, uh-huh.
Hi, nice to meet you. So first of all, I'm a bit of a marketing nerd and I love, love, love this conversation. I have put some comments in the chat, but I really loved Maze's share and Race. I love what you said as well. So my quick contribution, and I want to preface this because I know y'all see my little badge on the picture. This is not a sales pitch. So long story short, I'm not in real estate, but I do own a service-based business where I live. I'm in Portland, Oregon. And the one thing that really changed the game for my business, firsthand as an entrepreneur, is SEO, which I don't know if y'all are familiar with that, but for me, it's how I was able to rank my website number one on Google. What we do is we are in the event services business, which is a little more niche than like real estate. However, I do want to encourage if you are in real estate to look into this. There are so many free learning opportunities out there that just taking like a couple hours to research like the basics can definitely go a long, long way. And speaking of which, Janelle, I had a quick question. So while I was on mute, I was doing some back end research on keywords because that's like my favorite thing to do. And I noticed you said you were in Houston. So there's an interesting keyword that comes up. 1,600 people are searching it. And I was like, I never heard of this. It says real estate agent for BRRR in Houston. What the heck
Mm-hmm.
does that mean?
That's the Bird method. So it's teaching you how to buy real estate, refinance the real estate, pull out the equity, and do it over again. So real estate investing is really hot here in Houston, and people are teaching a lot of different methods. So because we're the fourth largest city in the world, we are getting a lot of people coming and fluttering and filling up our city. And so investment is really big here, and the Burr method is being taught, and so it's kind of like the most popular version of real estate right now, or in real estate investing.
Okay. I was like, I don't know what that is. Is that something you teach on, Janelle? Just out of curiosity.
Absolutely, I can teach you the Burr method. We do have a real estate basics class that I actually teach. We actually have a real estate guru, I mean investment guru, in our office that actually does the development part of it, and we have a lot of people who actually do investments. So yes, I do teach it, but I would like to share skills with you, because I wanted you to tell the agents, how did you find out what's the most Google thing in Houston?
Aha, love that question. And I was going to give you a free present. So, number one, there are a lot of keyword research tools. My favorite one, and that's the one I just used, is SEMrush. So it's SEM as in Edward Rush. You get 10 free searches a day. And oh, let me see.
You
Okay,
broke
the
up.
replays
Can
are
you
on.
say
I
that one
can't
more
get in
time?
trouble, but you can sign up with multiple email accounts if you need to. You won't get in trouble. It'll be fine. But what you'll do is put in keywords. So it's kind of a loaded topic, but basically put in the most basic keywords is kind of my strategy. So I started with real estate agents Houston, right? It will actually show you keyword variations that could be more impactful than that initial keyword you're putting in. That's how I found that real estate BRRR in Houston. Fun fact, that keyword is searched 1,600 times, and it actually gives you a keyword difficulty score 0 to 100, 0 being like you could put up a Facebook page and it would rank. 100 being like, do not even try. Jesus couldn't do it, right? That score is 22, which just fun fact, I helped someone recently rank on the first page of Google. Her keyword difficulty score was 23, and it took about 2 months. So it's not that hard. The stuff is very low level, in my opinion. Like just doing things like changing your meta title on your website to put those keywords in, big impact. So I'll just land the plane there because I don't want to turn this into a SEO talk. But yeah, hopefully that
No
helps.
problem. But
What was the name?
yeah, we missed the name. You kind of broke up when
I'm
you
gonna
were
put it
listening.
in the chat right now, just
All
so
right.
y'all have it. I
Awesome.
don't know.
And
Yeah, you can just copy paste it.
send me a or put it in the information at the bottom. I'm real big about not having to know and learn everything, but paying people to do what they do best. And so if you could teach that to our class,
I'm sorry, I was typing in the chat. Who was that
interested
that
in
was just
learning those
speaking?
things, so if you could teach us how
Oh,
to reach you and how to use your service, we would greatly appreciate it.
yeah, Janelle, I will. I followed you on Instagram. This back channel on Clubhouse is horrid, so I'll send you a back
As you
channel
can tell,
there on Instagram.
getting on this app, you guys can make great connections. You can build with people who can help you get to the next level. But you know what? The best thing I did, and the best thing that you guys could do is I created the app. And let me tell you, I'll be real transparent with you. When I got here on Clubhouse and I started this club, the first time I did this club, we had 13 people on here, and I didn't know what I was doing. I did not know how to open up the chat. I really didn't know how to add the people. I studied it and still didn't know, but it did not stop me from moving, because what I wanted to show you guys is that we do not have to perfect it. Performed is always better than perfected. So just do it, and you will get better and better along the way. And now today, 2 months later, we have 61 people on here, and now we have people who are actually bringing us value. So it's important to contribute to these conversations. It's important for you to actually do a move, make a step, get out there, meet new people. So today I'm reaching my goal, value to you guys. I met Race, I met Celeste. So you guys have to get out there and do the same thing. It's hugely important to meet new people and connect with people who can help you. And you have value.
Uh-oh, I
Generate
think
and we prospect.
You cut me.
So I really,
Janelle, you
really,
got to be in a
I'm,
bad area.
yeah, probably I'm in a bad area. Can y'all hear me?
Now we can.
Hardly.
Yeah, it's a little better.
Oh, can y'all hear me now? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can live it. Just to add to what Janelle was saying until she drive a little bit further. When we talked about about mindset, what Benitra said, what I've learned like over the weekend talking to multiple different coaches is that when a person is ready to learn, so when the students are ready to learn, as they say, the teacher will appear, right? So a lot of times if we don't change our mindset, nothing that these guys are telling us on this call is going to help us, right? So the first thing you guys definitely have to do is wake up and decide that you're going to actually do the things that Janelle tells you to do, even if it's just one thing. If you just take one thing, what Benitra said, what May said, what I say, just pick one thing, what Andre said, pick one thing and actually just be consistent for the next 90 days. You may not close 100 or 39, but you definitely will close multiple transactions. The second thing is being famous. You have to be famous. That's the biggest thing that I learned that Nolly Williams told me. You have to be famous in order to be successful in real estate. So just to clarify that, it's not being famous on Instagram. It doesn't have to be famous on Facebook. It could be famous in Fifth Ward like Andre did. It could be famous amongst the doctors. When doctors think of buying a house, they think of me because I put myself into that community, right? You could be successful in a culture, whatever it is. You have to find that niche that Janelle teaches you about, and you have to become famous in that area in order to make it in the 1%. Now, if you want to stay at a middle agent, just be consistent with what Janelle says across the board, and you're going to succeed. Janelle, can we hear you now?
Yeah, you probably can hear me. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into the office on time for Smile and Dial, y'all. So I didn't know exactly when to get in the car, but hey, I did it. So anyway, I really hope this helped you guys. That's what we do on this platform every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is to bring you value, to teach you how to build a profitable business and how to scale it. Because our job as real estate agents is not just going out and knowing how to sell a house. Our job is to bring value to our communities, to our co-parts, and to track our business, scale our business, repeat the business so that we can live a life by design. So if this was a great thing for you, please join. Please share this room with other people so that they can actually utilize some of the skills that I've taught. Every room that we've had is in the it's been saved, it's in the replay, so you can go back and listen to these things to bring value to your business if you're this is the first time that you've joined the club. I really, really want to be able to be of value to you. So if you are in the Houston area, you're more than welcome to drop by our office. We have a boot camp class every Thursday. If you are not in the Houston office and you want to join our class for just to see how it is, you're more than welcome to get. Shannon will put the link down in the chat. We are not having boot camp today because we're actually going to learn how to lobby, so we're taking boot camp on the go. But next week we will have the continuation of contract class because I think it's truly important for you to know how to write a contract. And then I can be reached on my website at www.pbcaacademy.com. If you follow me on Instagram at I am Janelle Compton, you can hit my link tree and you can get in contact with me 1,000 ways. So I really hope this was of value to you guys. I really appreciate everyone who logged on, and it will be a payment to me to just share it with a friend and invite them on so that they can actually help their dreams come true. Does anyone have any questions, comments, ahas, concerns before we get off the line today?
I had an aha moment. When I said it was like, what was that one thing that changed? Or like of course, my mindset, but I thought about it as I was taking a bath. um, when I saw that house that was $399, and I was like, oh, I sold a $400,000 house, and then um I was talking to Rayvon yesterday, and I was like, Rayvon, I have like a $509,000 under contract, and I'm in a $500,000 realm. And Rayvon was like, Benitra, that should push you to want to get to that 750. But I think that was the moment. Like once you get that taste of it, it makes you hungry to keep going. So I just want to leave you guys with this. Just keep pushing, everybody. Change your mindset and keep pushing and being consistent, and it's gonna happen.
Good stuff. Anyone else has anything? Because that's really good for nature. We're all going to have that aha moment. Andre is always teaching us that if meeting three investors will change our life, will change our business. So it's always that one connection. It's always that one thing that we do that could definitely give us more time, more information, and actually change our lives to know that real estate really does work and we can make a lot of money doing this as an entrepreneur. Anyone else have anything before we go? Did this help you guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been amazing, very helpful. It's priceless. Thank you.
For those last couple of minutes, Janelle, if you feel like it, can you touch on systems? It's one thing that we didn't, none of us actually said, but I definitely can say when you convinced me to switch over and start using systems, it's what took my business to a different level as well.
I can. Systems is very, very important. We cannot do our business without them. And the reason why systems are important is because we do not humanly have the capacity to reach people in afar. We do not have the capacity to do it over a long period of time, to do it consistently. And it allows us to do our business and physically work on what our gaining new clients and still be able to be top of mind to people. I always use this example is that when you think of a tennis shoe, what's the first one comes to mind? 99% of the people say Nike. What I did was a strange statistic that says that out of the 90% of people who say Nike don't even own a pair of Nike, but they've been brain stained because they see they see Nike so much that they believe that that's the best thing going, that they believe that it will feel really great on their foot. But the sales cycle tells us that we have to be in front of a person 7 times. Our product or our sales have to be in front of a person at least 7 times for them to buy into us. So what systems allow us to do is to automate our our brand, to get them in front of people, to make people think they know us personally, to make them think that they've done business with us. And you will figure out that people will be referring you to other people and they've never done business with you before. There's people who are like, oh, I know you're a great coach, but they've never coached with me. And it's only because they've seen me over and over a period of time. They've heard something I said, and then people who are my raving fans are saying, you know what, Janelle is great. Systems allow you to run your business where you all you have to do is go out and meet new people and enjoy the activity of lead generating. So if you don't have any systems in your business, if you are doing everything physically, your business will not go to the next level. That's putting a lid on your business. It's like the goldfish living in a fishbowl. I can put a goldfish in a fishbowl and it's only going to grow to the capacity of the bowl. But I can take that same fish and put it in the ocean and it's going to grow undeterminedly, right? So if you don't have a system, and what I mean by systems is if you don't have a CRM, if you don't have a pipeline, if you don't have a transaction tracking system, if you do not have a branding system, you have them in three categories. You have your marketing system, you have your business system, you have your lead generation system. If you do not have systems that are running your business, letting people know who you do, and tracking the business that you already have, you need to get with me so that I can help you get your systems in order. Systems make our business grow. Did that help?
Um,
What a
go ahead.
No,
Oh,
you go ahead.
go
No, I was just going to advocate on you and I was just going to toot your horn because I met Janelle as my teacher at Champions. And, you know, we are new and we don't believe in ourselves, but Janelle really does believe in you. I've gone into her office many times and, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doubting myself. And if you need a cheerleader, I mean, she is awesome. She sees the great in you that you don't see in yourself and motivates you to do better. So, if you're really needing that support system, Janelle and Ray is also great. I mean, they're both awesome women that empower all
don't
of
say it
us
like
to
that. You
do
say Ray.
better. Sorry. Because you know I love Janelle. I met Janelle. I met Janelle when I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was thinking about going to a team. She asked me, "Is this really what you want to do?" She didn't say to me, "Oh yes, that's a great idea." "Oh no, that's not a bad idea." She just asked me questions to think about it myself, and I thought, you know what, this is not what I want to do. But she is really, I mean, if you need a cheerleader and you know you have self doubt, these women will really guide you and motivate you. Like inner self, like it's really awesome to have that support because we may not have that support system at home, but sit down and talk to them because I mean they're really awesome at what they do and in motivating and encouraging and just being there to listen.
Maze is a prime example of how if you find a niche and you study it, how far you can get. Like I've never sold trailer homes in my life until I met Maze.
Right.
And now all of a sudden I've sold like six of them. And I've included her, you know, in most of them that I've done. I'm glad I said that because I owe you some money, Maze. I included her in most of them because she knows and I don't want to know, right? I don't want to learn that niche. So when I have them, I call her up and she helps. So it allows you to know that new agents, just because the agent is new, doesn't mean that they can't help you. And just because you've been in the field for a long time doesn't mean you know everything. And if you think you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room because you need to continuously learn from somebody every day.
Yeah, I was having that conversation with Ray the other day, and I was like, I never want to be the person in the room who knows everything. That's where my lid comes in. And so I want to learn from people. I want to grow from people. I really thank Race. I really thank Celeste. I really thank Ray. I think all the people who bring value to my life. I learn from all of you guys, whether you know it or not. And I really appreciate you, Maze, because I always know that we can all perform. No matter what you're going through, no matter what you're equipped with, no matter what handicap you may have or disability you may have, you can perform. It's just we need help finding our way, right? And so I do pride myself in being able to dig those layers and be able to help people perform in their capacity. We all can do these things. It's just and I'm not the only coach that can do that, but I do believe that everyone needs a coach. Everyone needs that person who can help you get to where you need to be. Because it's not right that you need to know everything, but it's also that you need to compare, you mean tag yourself and join with people who actually do. So if you don't have a coach, we need coaches in all parts of our life coaches, marriage coaches, whatever it is to be. I just happen to be to some of y'all all of that. So, and I do not mind. I really want to help you guys grow. I want to impact your lives and get your business to the next level. So, if I can answer any questions, be there for anybody. I'm an open book. I would love to connect with each and every one of you guys, the ones that are not in my office and that I don't know. But what I can promise you is that I will leave you better before I met the now than before I met you, and that your business will grow. That is a guarantee that I make people. If you do what I ask you to do and you put in the effort, your business will be better than it is right now.
And
Anyone
that's
else?
facts.
Go ahead, Camille.
No, I was just saying that's facts. That's facts right there.
Anyone else have any ahas, questions, concerns? I don't want to leave you with anything that I can help you with. Okay.
I want to ask really quick, how often do you host rooms in this club? I did join the club, but I really love this conversation, so I'd love to join again.
So we do this room on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 8:30 to 9:30. We script and role play on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and on Thursdays we have a boss up conversation. And mainly on the Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we're learning how to have conversations, learning the right questions to ask, and how to handle objections. So this room is scheduled all the way to the end of next week. But if you go back to the rooms that we had before, you should be able to build a complete business from it. So how to hire a VA, how to hire a transaction coordinator. Next week we will be having how to hire a assistant, how to hire a coach, and at the end, how to pick the right office, real estate office to be in. This is not just for real estate, but it's mainly real estate agents. It could be a value for everything. So, Celeste, I do encourage you to join because you can help us take our business to the next level. So, invite some friends, and I hope to see you guys on Tuesday at 8:30. Anyone else have anything?
Can can I ask you a question, Janelle?
Sure.
When you're, yes, ma'am. When you were talking about growing your business, like, and this might be something may have to get with you on privately, but when you notice yourself, because I know it's we have to lead generate like all the time, and you know, which is a great thing. But what if when you start having active like renters and buyers, and you still want to lead generate? Like, what would you suggest someone trying to, you know, grow their business? Because how I be tired, you know what I'm saying? But I still have to call people in my database. I have a lot of people to call, but I'm tired because I'm looking for houses for someone because I represent a lot of buyers. I haven't gone to the listing side just yet, and I do want to do that as well. But I haven't even had time to do what you guys are saying, which I want to do. But that, and if things pop off from that, it's like, okay, what, you know, now how do I maintain my business? Because I'm right now I'm the only, you know, the only person in my business, or you know, I don't have an assistant. So I guess like what do you do when you get these people under, you've talked to them, because I love talking to people and I love, you know, building that rapport, and then you have a pre-approved and active buyer, but you have a couple of them, and it's like, okay, well, how do you generate business when you have a couple of active buyers and maybe a couple of renters as well?
So, Camila, I'm glad you asked that question because you're not the only person. And if you haven't got to where Camila is, you will get there one day. And so at that point, we have to realize that we're not time blocking enough. So we allow our business to take control. We get up, and whatever our clients tell us, that's what we do. And you're in control of your business. So you got a time block. And you have to time block your lead generation. It's the most important thing you do as a real estate agent. It's the most important thing you do as a business owner. I had this conversation with someone else, and they are a contractor, and they were like, "What? I don't need to lead generate." You absolutely do. Every business owner needs to lead generate. Even when you're working for companies, they are lead generating and bringing business to you. That's how you have a job. The minute they stop lead generating, that's when they lay people off. So you have, that's your number one thing to do. Before you show property, you have to get the clients. And what ends up happening is people business goes up and it goes down. You go out and you give all your attention to buyers, and then once you show them all, got them all under contract, now we got to start the wheel all over again. So it's kind of like getting all the way off the bike. So in the morning time we lead generate. In the evening, in the afternoon time we maintain our business. So in the morning we create business. In the afternoon, we maintain our business. And then in the evening time, we perform our business. So between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., you do not need to schedule any showings. You should be lead generating for new business. Between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m., you should be having new client conversations, maintaining your emails, following up, writing your contracts, and having a you should have at least two appointments that are scheduled, one with a vendor, one with a new client, and out meeting new people. And then in the evening, we perform our business. You should be showing your properties between 4 and 8. If you don't have any properties to show, you should be out networking. You should be out door knocking. You should be out talking to new people. And that's how you build your business, and that's how you keep yourself from being so tired. So you have to run your schedule, or your clients will run you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I just want to just say also that, this didn't happen overnight. I'm blessed. I'm truly, truly blessed. But again, we always talk about mindset. And my thing is my I guess motto to myself is, when my mindset changes, your assets will follow, and that's the kid friendly version. But really, when your mind changes, your ass will follow. So, this wasn't this new business didn't happen overnight, but I wanted to get out of corporate America. I was tired of playing games. I was tired of not being paid and compensated for what I was worth, because I knew, when your self esteem is high, like, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but I knew what I was worth. And financially, these companies making billions of dollars would never pay you what you're worth, what you add to that company, what you add to their marketing team. And this is all real estate related companies. And I work for corporate, I've worked with commercial and residential real estate companies. And I'm like, yo, I bring a lot to this company. And again, I'm not to my own horn, but when you have a high self esteem and you know what you're worth, and this company is never going to recognize that and let you shine, and they're going to do things to kind of bring you down, and tell you, oh, you're not all that, or just be like quote unquote hating for no reason. So I got tired of these games in corporate America. So my drive to get out of corporate America was so high. I was like, look, say, I don't care how long it takes me. I'm gonna keep at this real estate game. And then some, companies was like, no, you can't sell real estate on the side. That's a conflict of interest. Some of these corporate companies, whether it's Compass or other real estate companies that are a company and they all have agents and things like that. I've worked with a lot of them, and they would tell me, oh, you can Better Homes and Gardens. You can't sell real estate on the side. I'm like, what the hell? Why are you gonna cap on my income or my potential to make money? No, I'm never gonna have you do that, because you know what? You out there making billions or millions. Why can't I? So when companies do that to you, your drive for success and your drive to get paid what you're worth has to be super higher than anything else. So, fam,
I
wherever
did,
you are in life and whatever you're doing, you still gotta know your worth, know your self-worth, and make it a point every day, like the ladies are saying, Revon and Janelle and everybody, on this call is saying, keep at it, just keep at it. So my success again didn't happen overnight, but I just said, hey, I'm worth more. I'm worth, all I got to do is find the people. That's it. I got the whole system in place. I got a system. And so now this year I'm blessed to having more people coming into my business wanting to work with me, but I'm tired. After I have like 2 or 3 active buyers and a couple renters active, they all ready to go. I'm like, yo, I can't do this, on my own. It's like I need people to sometimes help show, or I'm maintaining, but I'm just tired. So you
and a
know
lot of people are feel the same way you feel. So I'm glad that you were sharing that. And one thing I can say is you definitely have drive, right? You're
yes
gonna
ma'am.
go for it. So
Yeah.
if you're in that position, that was kind of like the class that we were having yesterday, or the talk we were having yesterday about, is it a time to hire a VA? Am I busy? Or am I consistently actually needing some help, or is there somewhere in my schedule that I can rearrange? And so, what my suggestion to do to people who are in Camila's predicament is to first adjust your schedule. Do not go and consider a hire until you have consistently done business over a 90-day period. If you have closed your goals 90 days in a row, then you're ready for a hire. If you haven't done it and you've had 1 month that you did nothing, you had 1 month that you did two, and then 1 month that you did four, what you really need is organization in your business. And I know that's a little harsh for people, but it's the reality, right? Because it's a such thing as hiring too fast, and which will detrimentally hurt your business, right? The more popular we get, the more known we are. The higher our mistakes, and the our mistakes happen, right? So imagine you going out and building all these clients and bringing someone into your business, and then you have to fire them because you wasn't consistent enough, you didn't have it set up enough to run, and then they go out and tell everybody what you've done. The more people know you, the more detrimental it is. So we have to look at all factors and all business before we go out and just say, hired, we might can rearrange. I would love to sit down with you, look at your schedule, and help you put it together. But we really got to get that thing together because this is all getting used to, right? You just got to that point,
Hmm.
busy,
Yeah.
busy, and the first thing we do out of scarcity is say, okay, I need some help. Not necessarily. Let's just look at it on
Yeah.
paper. And it's a lot of things that we can leverage to systems, right? You
Hmm.
can leverage some of your lead generating assistance. That's what Celeste was saying. That's the SEO. We can meet a lot of people online, but we need to have our CRM set up to do that for us. So let's just sit
Hmm.
and try to organize it before we try to do anything else. Does that sound fair?
Yes, ma'am. That sounds
All right.
great.
Hey,
Good deal.
I was in the shower and I was thinking about what we were talking about. And what I thought about as well is oftentimes we have full time dreams with part time effort. And it's okay to start part time because that's unfortunately for a lot of us, uh, that's all we have. But eventually you're going to have to put in that full time effort to meet that full time expectations and goals that you have, which are your dreams. And I think a lot of people get stuck and not accomplishing those goals because they're just putting in part time effort. I'm out here 7 days a week, and it takes that much effort typically in the beginning to make that business go. But I've been privileged enough to be able to put that much time in. You know, the lifestyle that I have and sacrifices I've been willing to make. And again, I've been entrepreneur before, so I've been doing this for a while, so I'm very aware of the sacrifices. But I think for a lot of people, they have all these dreams and ambitions, but they have minimal effort. Part time is just not going to get you typically enough of income, enough of being able to talk to people. A lot of these books and a lot of this stuff that you see in the beginning, you can do this for 15 minutes a day. You could, but probability doesn't say that. If you look at the most successful people, when they typically start off, they're working 70 hours a week to build a business. If you look at the startups of CEOs of companies and stuff, they'll tell you 90% of the time it's the exact opposite. Oh man, for the first 5 years, I did this. They'll tell you all their failures and uh, the average millionaire files bankruptcy 5 to 7 times before they make it. So we really got to look at that because I think that's what holds a lot of us back is the minimal effort we put into our dreams, hoping that it's going to be rewarding in the near future. And I just don't think that's logical, and that hasn't been my experience. And for the few people that it does work for, they're definitely the unicorns. They're not. They're the minority. They're not the majority. A lot of us have to put a lot of effort in what we're doing to make it work. Thank you for letting me speak.
And I
That's
appreciate
true.
that comment because I say that all the time. I call agents dual career agents, and I tell them up front that you have to do full time work and part time hours. It doesn't mean that you just get to do real estate part time because you can see the results part time. But if we really want to transition out of our full time jobs into an entrepreneur life, we got to go over and beyond. And I heard you say something right. You said the sacrifices that you make personally and in your business, what does that look like? Because a lot of people really don't see it. Like a lot of people don't see that you have to tell your family no. A lot of people are not willing to say, I'm not going to party right now. I'm not going to travel right now. I'm not going to do anything right now. I'm going to go home when my feet hurt and I got to take my shoes off because they hurt so bad. I'm tired of talking. I'm getting 2 hours of sleep. I got to go to the doctor because I'm tired. How many people are willing to make that sacrifice? So, Race, what does that look like? The sacrifice.
Wow, that's a great question. For me, uh, keep in mind I've been adjusted to this for a long time, so the sacrifices are not as big as they used to be because I've gotten acclimated with it now. But things like you said traveling. I love to travel. But even I've been able to fix that. But I would say things like just with all the money I've been able to make. and lose. I could have a lot more material things. I will go periods where I don't drive and I don't buy cars. Don't date. Don't take vacations. Don't buy clothes. There's a lot of things I won't do, and I'm willing to minimize my living standards to because I'm a single guy, so it's really easy for me to do it. But I'm just saying, as a single guy, I could be doing a lot more of what the world thinks is successful, but I just don't. I'm willing to make what's the sacrifices needed to have the life that I want. Because when I do win, I win big. I can, like, I'm planning my next trip out of the country for the next 6 months. So I don't think I'm going to return back to America until next year. But that took a certain sacrifice to say, hey, what is it going to take for me to live out of the country for the next 6 to 8 months? How much money do I have to have? What are the things I can and can't do for the next year? Planning that trip. And it's just a lot of things. I mean, a lot of us have, what do you call, comfortable prisons. We have comfortable prisons. You're not technically in a physical prison, like you haven't committed a crime, but you're in a comfortable prison. Your Mercedes, your $500,000 house, all the nice things. And it's great. Nothing's wrong with being comfortable. But oftentimes we have all those things, and those things are not letting us live the life we wanted. We want to live whatever your purpose is in life. You maybe wanted to be an artist, like you like to draw, you like to paint, or you want to be a motivational speaker, or you want to maybe real estate's your thing, but because you have created this financial prison, this comfortable prison, all these things that you have, you're not willing to downsize. Well, I got to pay this mortgage. I can't speak against that, but just remember those things are keeping you working for that employer all the time. That's why you can't take that real estate job and go 6 months. That's why you can't do it. That's why you can't build a business. That's why so many people can't do it, and it's nothing wrong with it. Most humans, I think, live a life of mediocrity, in my opinion. It's very rare that you find people who live a life of purpose and they're passionate and do the things they want to do every day. That's not easy, and I think that it's so many sacrifices you have to make. Spiritually, I'm praying, healthy, because there's a lot of stress that comes with this. So I have to work out continuously, watching my diet, and my eating habits are expensive because I eat healthy. There's just if I told you the whole routine, there's a lot, and I could be making a lot more money working for somebody else. I could just go work for someone and somebody will pay me this, but I'm not going to do that because I'm building a book of business now. I've gotten to where at least I'm making some income enough to support the lifestyle I do have and the things I want to do. And I've been able to do that within, let's see, I've been doing this about 3 years, and then now I have my business, so it's taken about 3 years. There's a whole shift from getting my license, learning how to trade crypto and stocks, and being able to be mentored. So it takes time. That's 3 years of learning a whole bunch of new skill sets and implementing them. And it's frustrating. I was up 40 hours a week, 60 hours a week learning how to trade crypto effectively, watching YouTube videos over and over again because I couldn't get it right. So I just think it is. I'll say this last thing: the path of enlightenment, the path of success is similar because human beings have more similarities and differences, but it's unique. It is unique for everyone, and I think I don't know. We just have to really consider: are we happy with the life that we have? Because when people die. And they have the opportunity, their last words. Steve Jobs said, his last words was, "I wish I would have spent more time with my family." So are you happy with the life that you have? If it's spending more time with your family, did you want to skydive? Did you want to live in Thailand? I love traveling. So you know what I do? I prioritize the things that are important to me in my life and I get them done with no excuses. That's what I do. And I'm going to get married, so I'm going to find a wife. I'm going to get married. There's no excuse. So what do I need to do first before I go find a wife? I need to be a husband first. So I just think that we really got to think about those things because if you're a lot of us over 30 in this chat, and you have to really ask yourself, are you happy with the life that you currently have now? Are there some things you wanted to do? And if you were to die tomorrow, can you look back at your life and be like, man, there's a whole bunch of things I wanted to do and I didn't do it. Well, then why didn't you do those things? Do those things. Thank you for letting me speak.
No problem. And actually, thank you for reshifting our mindsets. Like I said, I say a lot of those things, and our lives kind of mirror. And I always ask myself, what do I have? What do I have to sacrifice, and who do I have to become in order to have the things that I want to have? And there are some sacrifices. Nothing's going to come to us easy. I don't care what we see online. And so I'm glad that you were able to provide that mindset because we have to hustle and we got to do it in the prime. I'm 44 years old, and I say to myself all the time, if I would have maximized the time I had 10 years ago, where would I have been? So I now have to do double work, but I know that it's the mindset that I have to gain. It's certain places that I have to be. It's certain environments that I have to acquire in order to get to that next level in my life. So I want everyone to ask yourself those questions. Comfortability is where disease grows, but uncomfortable is where we all grow. So if you're in a comfortable place, you have to ask yourself, do you have everything you want? Some of us do. But my job as a coach, and I tell you guys that I like to help you live a profitable life by design. When you live a profitable life by design, you wake up and you do what you want to do, how you want to do it, and as much as you want to do. And it takes work, it takes sacrifice. So what sacrifices are you willing to make? Some nights me and Shannon is at that office to midnight. Some nights we're there to 9 and 10 o'clock. But we have to get it done. And I get up at 4:20 so that I can gain some of the hours back in a day. What sacrifices are we willing to make so that we don't have to look back on our life and be disappointed with what we did not do? That's the thing I want to leave you with this morning. So I appreciate everyone in the room. Thank you for your contribution to the conversation. I hope to see most of you guys at the office today while we're smiling and out and making our calls. And I will see everyone else on the app on Tuesday. Have a good day today, guys.
Okay. Thank you, Janelle. Thank you, Rayvon.
You're
Thank you guys.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. No problem. See you guys later.
Yeah. Okay. Have a great day, everybody. Here's to y'all success. Okay.